So this week's been an extremely busy week for me, but I still want to bring some value, bring a powerful message and a short story to you guys. So let's jump right in. I mean, if you guys study history or if you learn kind of embody some of the traits that these old but still powerful lessons, leaders of armies, leaders of war, men who used to give back and help the community, men who were an example and an inspiration. If you go back and read about their life, you can still use a lot of their philosophies and their strategies into the modern day way of living. In fact, that's so lost nowadays, right? But the story that I want to tell you is focused on how fortune favors the bold. So if we rewind to 49 BC, Julius Caesar, who ultimately became the Roman Empire through, this was actually a monumental moment in his life, was crossing the Rubicon River. So what happened was he had an extremely powerful sense of ambition. He was an extremely ambitious and confident leader, and he clashed with the leader of his democracy. The leader at that time told him not to go and cross that river, because if he was going to cross that river, he would go into a territory where there would be an immediate battle there. But he saw that as an opportunity, number one, to kind of dominate and show his authority, and also to kind of take a leap of faith into which I think is the most important part of the story, taking the leap of faith into an unknown area in his life, where he then became conqueror of that war that he fought. And that's how he had the rise of the Roman Empire. Because what happened is he went against what the democracy was saying. He crossed the river, and eventually it led to a civil war. But he crossed the river not just with himself, but with his army. The army trusted his decision making. The army trusted him as a leader, and he brought them into the battlefield, and they eventually conquered the war and conquered Pompey's army, and he then became the Roman Empire. So that was kind of the rise of Julius Caesar. Now, where's the message here? Well, the message is fortune will favor the bold. If you are bold and courageous and you take action and you execute and take leaps of faith when sometimes you don't know really what's on the other side, this is how success is made. When you take risks, right? When there's something that there's fear on the other side and you dive in and you have faith, that is when you start to see a lot of success. So it wasn't the fact that he was rebellious and he wanted to show how dominant he was. That's not really the message here, right? Although he had a tremendous amount of ambition, the message is more so when there's fear and you feel like it's a opportunity where if you faced a challenge, you know that greatness can come from it. That right there is the boldness and the courageousness that we've lost today. So in today's world, fortune will favor you if you have courage. There's too little people out there that don't have courage and don't act with boldness. Remember this story the next time you're presented an opportunity in life where you're a little bit fearful, but you feel like there's good that can come with it on the other side of that river. So we'll be back. Short story for you, with a very powerful message. Let's rock and roll, and I'll see you next week.